Hey gang, it is word problem time. Okay, so here we go. Exponents and word problems. Find the area of a rectangle with a length of 2m to the third and a width of 7x to the third, m to the fifth. All right, I'm a super visual person. Anybody in my class knows that. I say that like every day. If I have a rectangle, we'll draw it. The length is 2m to the third. And the width is 7x to the third, m to the fifth. Okay, now we're good. Area, I know that area is the length times the width. So if I'm going to find the area of this, I'm just going to multiply the length times the width. I had to get a different color. So the area is going to be 2m to the third times 7x to the third, m to the fifth. All right, so I'm going to put my numbers up at the front, and I might even mark them off as I do it. Now, which one do you put first, the X or the M? In math, we always follow the alphabet, so we want to be alphabetical when we put these. So we're going to put the M to the third, M to the fifth, and then X to the third, because M comes before X in the alphabet. 2 times 7 is 14. 3 M's and 5 more give me a total of 8 M's. And I got this old X to the third over here on the end. Okay, so that is the area. Now pay attention, because in a minute we're going to do some that are geometric application. That's going to be the next thing we do, and you're going to want to remember some of these. All right, find the volume of a cube whose sides measure 9kx to the third. Okay, yeah, I'm going to draw a cube. A cube means all the sides are the same. I apologize, my son has decided it's time to practice our trombone. How nice is that? Negative 9kx to the third. Now, if we are doing a cube, we're assuming that all the sides are equal. And volume is length times height times width. Kind of wrote that backwards as I said it. All right, so that basically means we've got 3 of these. Now I'm just going to start by saying a volume normally would not have a side length of a negative 9. So for application purposes, don't let that throw you off. I know some of my kids be like, Ms. Dean, how can a side be negative? You know what, it's math. We made it up. We're in the 4th dimension making up negative cubes, okay? All right. Oh, maybe there's an imposter among us, and he threw in a negative. Okay, that was a bad joke. Okay, negative 9kx to the third. Now, length times width times height. So there's 3 of them. So the way I'm going to do the shorthand notation is I'm going to put a 3 up there. I could have done this where I wrote this 3 times, but I didn't. All right, so here we go. So the volume equals. Okay, exponents are really, really bossy. So that 3 is bossing that 9 around, and he says, negative 9, I need you to multiply, because remember, when you have a number inside here, you're going to put it in parentheses 3 times. There's a 1 here. 1 times 3, k to the third. 3 to the 3 is x to the 9th. So I just need to do negative 9 to the third power. So parentheses, negative 9 parentheses to the third power, and I get negative 729. So the volume equals negative 729. K comes before x alphabetically, so k to the third, x to the 9th. And again, I know it's not supposed to be negative, but it is. We're going to work with it. 4th dimension, imposter among us. Number 3, and if that was super fast, remember, you can go back and watch that again. Now, I'm going to read this, and then I'm going to encourage you to stop your video and try and solve it on your own. Find the volume of a rectangular prism with a length of 9x cubed y, a width of 2x, and a height of 3x squared y to the 4th. While you look at that, I am going to draw my rectangular prism. Where to put 3? I don't know that I've got them all labeled right, but it was hard to get them all on there. This is the height, so this would be that little piece right here, and that 2x would be like that piece right there. Anyway, volume's length times height times width. So the volume equals 9x cubed y times 2x times 3x squared y to the 4th. All right, pause your video, see if you can work it. Okay, so hopefully you paused, and here we go. I'm going to put the numbers first, 9 times 2 times 3, and I'm going to mark them off as I go. 3 x's, an x, and an x squared. I'm going to mark those off. I've got a y and a y to the 4th. I'm going to make sure I marked off everything because sometimes I forget. Okay. 9 times 2 times 3. Well, let's grab our calculator real quick and let's do 9 times 2 times 3. 54. 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There we go. There's my volume. Hopefully you got that. I'm super excited if you did. Okay, the area of a rectangle is 81x to the 10th y squared. If the length of the rectangle is 3xy to the negative 4th, find the width. Oh, I love this one. Okay, I'm actually not going to draw a picture on this one because it gives me, area is length times width. It gives me the area of the rectangle is 81x to the 10th y squared equals the length of the rectangle, which is my length right here, is 3x to the 6th y to the negative 4th. Find the width. I'm going to put a big old W right there. W. Okay. Okay, so let me just take a trip down a detour. If I said 4x equals 12, how would you solve that for x? Hopefully you're thinking, oh, well, Miss Dean, I would just like divide this by 4 and this by 4. Those would cancel out, and I'd get x equals 3, right? So when you have a number times a variable, you just divide it to get rid of it. You have a big number times a variable. To undo multiplication, the inverse of multiplication right here is division. So we're going to divide this side by 3x to the 6th, y to the negative 4th. Because when I do, all of these cancel out, leaving me with just a w over here. So let's come over here, 3x to the 6th, y to the negative 4th. Okay, we got to be careful now. This is 81 divided by 3, 10 x's on top and 6 on bottom. But I have this negative here, so I don't like doing math with negative exponents. I actually just take another step. 81 over 3. X to the 10th, x to the 6th. Y to the 2nd, but this one, look at me, I'm in the wrong spot. I'm going to move him up to the top. Okay. Now I'm going to work it. I don't like to work it until, and that's not a 10 right there, that's the page number. I don't like to work it until everybody is in the right spot. Okay, W equals, let me move my screen up just a little bit. 3 goes into 81. So let's take our calculator and do 81. Let's do this. Let's do alpha y equals 81 over 3. I feel like that's the way most of you would work it, and it's 27. Okay, so this is going to go away and become 27. And you know what? We're just going to go ahead and make a bar just in case we end up with something somewhere. 10 x's on top and 6 on bottom. Everywhere they line up, we're going to mark them off. So 10 minus 6 would be 4 x's, 2 y's, and these are on the same level. So 2 y's here and 4 y's here. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That means there's 6 y's right here. So that would be y to the 6th. Everything's gone on the bottom, so I could put 1, or I could just creatively use that line as a box. 27 x to the 4th, y to the 6th is my answer, and I don't need that 1 under there. So what is the width? It's 27 x to the 4th, y to the 6th. All right, y'all. Thanks for watching the word problems. Good luck on IXL.